Eric, let's talk about Broadcom. This is a company you've added to the portfolio twice. One of the big drivers of the outperformance we're seeing. Your first investment's up about 88% as of this filming. The second is up about 94%. So hats off to you. One of the things that I've really enjoyed about doing this with you is actually seeing how much these, I don't want to call Broadcom an old world company, but how much tech companies, major tech companies that had one business model have had to completely reinvent themselves. And I remember maybe 15 years ago, Broadcom was sort of the acquisition patent troll, right? They were just acquiring companies and getting patents and removing costs, and that was kind of their business model. And now, they're all about ASICs and they're squarely positioned in AI. Microsoft's reinvented themselves, even Facebook to some extent. Oracle is like the poster child, I think, of reinvention. Every couple of years, Larry Ellison somehow forces that company into a new vein. So I love seeing Broadcom in the portfolio and doing this and pivoting. But what was actually, let's talk about the earnings, the actual contributor to the portfolio. What did you see?
And I love this point that you're making as well, because if you went back to 2008, 2009, at the time, I was leading technology coverage on Fool.com, and two companies you couldn't have any less interest in were Broadcom, Oracle, seen as leaders in the dot-com run-up who had lost their mojo and would just kind of whittle away, hanging on to old technology. And now they are the discussion point for the next megatrend in AI. And, who knows? Maybe we'll be looking at quantum computing in 5 years with IBM leading it, right? So,
I was just going to
you know
say
what's
IBM. IBM's going through a bit of a renaissance now. I mean, hey Nokia, where are you at? Like, let's get the old gang back together.
Yeah, the big story here is OpenAI again. Oracle, or sorry, OpenAI, Broadcom. We do live earnings coverage on 24/7 Wall Street. I remember in December I was doing live coverage when all of a sudden on Broadcom's call they announced new projections. They called it serviceable addressable market. It was much larger than Wall Street expected, and coming into the call it had been up, but all of a sudden skyrocket up. You almost never see a reaction like this. We're doing another earnings call for what they just announced in recent weeks. And coming into the call, I think they were up like either flat or at most 4%. Yeah, I think it was flat. And they do this earnings call and they announce a new customer that's about to scale. And again, for Broadcom, the story is they have a great relationship with Google, designing the company's TPUs. The question is, are they going to be able to repeat that? And they're all of a sudden announcing a customer that's about to scale to $10 billion next year. That customer is OpenAI. But what it does is it allows them to be re-rated by Wall Street saying, we haven't been sure about this company's ability to execute at the scale we expect. If another customer is scaling like this, we believe they are going to. And also, Broadcom itself is throwing around new figures. Their new CEO comp plan depends on AI revenue exceeding 120 billion by 2030. So that's 5 or 6x larger than today. So again, Austin, like you said, I mean, you listed the returns for Broadcom, nearly 100%. It's a company worth, I think it's $1.4 trillion. I mean, that's absolutely remarkable. You almost never see that level of returns for a company that size, but it's because they are quickly being seen as the Windows to NVIDIA or NVIDIA's Apple kind of strategy. That's how we positioned them at the beginning. And what we're seeing, I said, both of these can be massive winners. They are both massive winners right now. So, it's been great for Broadcom. And once again, kind of highlights the difference in execution between them and a company like Marvell. Same opportunity. One company's executing, the other's not.